Welcome back, everybody, to the E3 Hype Train. We made it, everybody. This is the last conference prediction episode of the show. Everything Nintendo is going to be thrown at the window. We're going to watch it splat. We're going to take a picture of it, and we're going to talk about it right now. That didn't make any sense, but today we're going to talk all about Nintendo, and more Nintendo. Oh, hold on. I need to get more in the Nintendo spirit. Here we go. Woo! Woo! Haha! Here. There we go. All green all the time, baby. All green all the time. Anyway, we're going to talk about Nintendo a little differently than I did talk about Sony and Microsoft. We're going to go to all of the games in one entire section. We're not going to split it up first party and third party because I feel like it's going to be a little bit weirder with Nintendo because they always do partnerships with their first party studios and first party games. So it's easier just to lump it all together into one game section. So first off, we're going to talk about that. And then we're going to go into hardware. And then we're going to close it out with just a couple weird and wacky wildcard predictions that I actually don't have written down here, so it's gonna come from the old noodle. But first off, we're gonna talk about the games. Ooh, what are Nintendo gonna talk about? What are they gonna pull out of their sleeves? My sleeves are all the way up here. They're gonna pull up out of their sleeves. They're gonna throw it in our face and be like, "Look at this amazing thing! Look at this thing! Look at this! You thought Nintendo last year was awesome with Mario and Zelda? Look at this giant, big." Almost said something inappropriate. Yes, Star Fox. So I think that Star Fox game that's rumored from Retro Studios is definitely a real thing. That's gonna happen, man. Basically, what it's gonna be is gonna be F-Zero, Wipeout, Wipeout, kinda. I don't know what I'm saying. Okay, Wipeout, F-Zero style game that you play, and it's going to be in the Star Fox universe, and you're going to battle everybody, and when you fire and you shoot people, you'll gain boost, and that's going to be the main mechanic, and you can pick up power-ups and go faster, and there's going to be a story mode that's more on the rails, that's more like a regular Star Fox, and it's going to tie the different races together, and it's going to be a really good time, and it's going to be retro being retro. It's going to look beautiful. It's going to be one of the best looking games on any platform, and especially on the Switch. And I think that it's going to blow a lot of people away. And that's going to be a thing. That's going to be a game, I think. I hope so. Who knows? I've already been wrong already with all these other predictions. Because of the way E3 is this year, I've already been wrong a bunch of times. So, take everything I say with a grain of salt. Grain of salt. That's a new thing, I guess. With a grain of salt, of course. So, next up, they're going to have this huge Smash Brothers blowout. It's going to be the biggest blowout of Smash Brothers news so far. So it's going to have at least 3 or 4 character reveals on the main Nintendo presentation. They're going to show that the entire roster from the last game is going to be in this one. And they're going to say, okay, next up we're going to have Tails and Knuckles from Sonic. And then they're going to say, oh, Shovel Knight's going to be in this. Of course Shovel Knight's going to be in it. And they're going to announce that the costumes for Shovel Knight are all the other knights. I'm calling it right now. That's going to happen. And then that's going to be it for that. But when they do their Smash Brothers tournament later on, they're going to announce Crash Bandicoot that is in the game. And so is Banjo-Kazooie. So, yeah, that's going to happen, guys. Come on. All the mascots need to be in Smash Brothers. Let's do it. Why not? Oh, and they're going to announce Ice Climbers is back. So, yeah, and that's going to be a September game. I don't know if they've actually said that. I think they have. I don't think so. I'm not sure. But it's going to be a September game. It's going to launch with, and they actually haven't said it. It's because they would have said that it would have launched with the multiplayer services. But they haven't said that officially. But I think that's going to be one of the announcements from this event. Next up, we're going to have a Metroid Prime? What's Metroid Prime? What is that? It's going to be a Metroid Prime 4 CG trailer that cuts into gameplay, and you're going to see it basically it's going to be Samus, and she's going to be kicking some ass in CG. And it's going to do that thing from Metroid Prime, the original one, where it goes into her helmet, and then it turns into gameplay, and it's first person again. And it's not going to be called Metroid Prime 4. It's going to have a subtitle. And that's going to come out next year, early next year, like March or something. It's just going to say early 2019. That's my guess, but most likely it'll be like 2019 sometime. Also, they're going to talk about Fire Emblem Switch, which is going to come out this holiday. They're going to have a trailer and some gameplay, and they're going to talk all about it. Mario Odyssey will definitely get some DLC. Come on, at least one new world, if not 2 or 3. Probably a couple of new worlds and a bunch of new moons. I'd say 100 or 200 new moons to go and collect, and that's going to be a lot of fun. Mario Odyssey is one of my favorite games. There was a rumor last year that there's a possibility that there will be a Luigi's Mansion stage, a Luigi's Mansion world. I can see them doing that, and then them doing a Super Mario Sunshine stage, something like that. It'd be awesome. I would love to see that. I hope they do keep on going with that game, because it's one of the best Mario games. It's one of the best games ever, in my opinion, especially from a platform perspective. There's nothing else that touches that game besides other Mario games. But yeah, definitely. Hopefully we get some Mario Odyssey DLC. That would be an incredible reveal. I would go insane if that happened. Also, I think they're going to talk about Animal Crossing in some respect. They're going to say, oh, we had the mobile game, and guess what? There's a new Switch game coming, but it's in development, and they won't have a date, but they'll have a little teaser. Seeing Tom Nook just being Tom Nook, I guess I should say. Yeah, that'll be that, and there'll be a short little teaser. It won't be anything too crazy, but the world will go ecstatic. Everybody will explode with excitement for that. I'm not the biggest Animal Crossing guy, but I can see it happening. Bayonetta 3 will get a release date and a gameplay trailer. That's gonna happen. Wonderful 101 is gonna be released, and there's gonna be a sequel to Wonderful 101, Wonderful 102, and it's gonna have a new character, and it's gonna be a new story, and it's gonna come in a combo pack with Wonderful 101 remastered. And that's what my theory is on that. No More Heroes Travis Strikes Again gets a release date. It's a December game. Bam. New gameplay trailer. Looks somewhat fun, maybe slightly mediocre sections to the trailer, but it looks like a generally fun game. And Fortnite's going to get revealed. Diablo 3 for Switch is going to get revealed. And they're going to have a new Rhythm Heaven and a new WarriorWare. And they're going to blow out that Yoshi game. They're going to say, here it is. It's coming out in 2 months. They're going to say Persona 5 is going to come to the Switch. All this stuff's going to happen. This is all the stuff I think personally is going to happen. I was racking my brain to think if there's anything else, but these were the main ones that would pop into my head. So what do you think about all my game predictions? Do you think any of this is going to happen? Because if it was all of this stuff in a direct, I would be pretty hyped. And of course they're going to have like a little indie section where they talk about some of those indie games like Shakedown California and stuff like that. But generally I'm looking forward to this direct a lot. Okay, so we talked about games. We talked about a ton of games. Next up, we're going to talk about hardware. This one's going to be really quick. I think they're going to announce a new official Nintendo Switch dock that's a base that you can take on the go. So basically, you set it on this base, and it's like basically like Kickstand Plus, and you can charge it. It's just a no-brainer. It has a charger on the back. You put the Switch in there, and then you can play with the Joy-Cons or your Pro Controller wherever you go. And it doubles as a kickstand and a charger. I think that's going to be definitely something to announce. And they're going to have the new Joy-Con that's going to be called the Joy-Con Plus. Or, I don't know, maybe Joy-Con Plus makes sense because it has like a plus. But it's going to have a D-pad on the left Joy-Con. So you're going to be able to pick between the Joy-Con Plus or the Joy-Con Classic. And the Plus is going to have an actual D-pad that feels like a Super Nintendo D-pad. That's nice and feels tactile. That's the word I'm looking for. It's going to feel nice and tactile, and it's going to be an official Nintendo controller with a D-pad on the left Joy-Con. And yeah, it's going to make it look a little weirder because you're not really used to seeing it like that, but it's going to be official Nintendo. It's going to feel great, and it's going to be awesome. And they're definitely going to announce 2 to 3 new Joy-Con colors. And there's going to be a lot of new customization options when it comes to what your Switch can look like with those Joy-Cons, and I think that's going to be a thing. They're probably going to have a special Smash Brothers set that has GameCube Joy-Cons. That's my theory on that. They will probably release the GameCube controller as a Switch accessory too, with the Smash Brothers bundle, with maybe some Nintendo Switch like branding on it, like a red one or something. That'd be cool. Why not? I think that's about it for hardware. So we're gonna go into the wild card. Mario Maker Switch with slopes. Mario Brothers 2 US. Come on, everybody, let's get hyped. Oh, I will be so hyped if that happens. You don't even know. You probably do if you know me. That's not too crazy, but I think something that's a wild card would be Super Mario RPG 2 from Square Enix and Nintendo partnering. They're gonna make a sequel to Super Mario RPG 2. They're gonna make a sequel, and it's gonna be super awesome. It's gonna look amazing, and it's gonna play similarly to the original, but it's going to be modernized, so it's not going to feel like the original too much, and it's going to be a blast. That's my theory. Oh, that's my wild card theory. Might not happen, but that would be really rad, don't you think? Let's see what else. I think that's about it for the wild card. Or a Super Mario Galaxy collection with Galaxy 1 and 2. I'd be down for that too. So thank you for watching this episode of the E3 Hype Train. This one was a little bit less edited, a little more just straight and to the point, but it was a lot of fun to make. Hope you guys enjoyed. Stick around for the E3 coverage. It's going to be right here on my face, where it's going to be. It's going to be at twitch.tv/Cartridge Club. We're going to go in depth. We're going to talk about all the press conferences after they happen. And if you check out my Twitter at Frantic Society, I will be tweeting along, live tweeting as I watch the press conferences. So that should be a lot of fun, and I hope you guys enjoyed these videos. They were a lot of fun to put together. A little time consuming, but it was worth it, and I really had a lot of fun making them, so it was worth it. Hopefully the audio was okay for this episode. I'm trying out a new audio setup. I've been messing with it. If it sounds different or it doesn't sound good, let me know, and I'll improve it and adjust it in the future. And I know there's a couple of those in there. I have a pop filter. We'll be working on that. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for watching, and have a great E3. Get hyped.